had Thomas Pua, who was over at the London event checking out the game, so we kind of came in a little bit aware of what was going on. One of the things I was just telling Ted was that what stood out to me, and I didn't really get a grasp of just from our first preview, is this squad idea isn't like squads close by. It is still small scale combat, but on a very large map. So how are you guys making the maps work so that these squads are spread out and have all these independent, how do I say it, all these independent things going on at the same time, but being in the same game?
Well, essentially there's like a general ordering you around that you're hearing that's a computer control. So one squad's going to be ordered, hey, go take over the lumberyard. Another squad's off, trying to capture the diner. And so all these squads are doing independent things. And then it also knows like what's going on with the different squads. So if one squad is losing badly, it's going to be, hey, and you guys are doing really well, hey, go reinforce them. So the game really keeps track of what the different squads are doing, and it's really intelligent about where to send you. If your guys get all spread out, it's going to tell you to go back and regroup, and once you regroup, then send you on an attack mission or send you on a defense mission. So it's really just about kind of someone giving you orders, and then at that point, why would you follow those orders? Well, there's tons of bonus points involved in completing the objectives. Plus, the guys that are worth the most points to you are your rival squad, which will always be opposing your objectives.
Right.
And when you kill them, you get bonus points. All those points tie together to give you rewards, give you character progression. So if you want to advance in the multiplayer competitive game, you really need to follow what the orders are, because that's how you're going to score the most points.
So reinforcements come up a couple times during this demo. Is that a new dynamic to the game? I mean, I know you guys are evolving this as it goes along. Is that one of the new ones you put in?
The whole concept goes back to rewarding players for doing what we want them to do and playing a fun competitive game. And if you do that, you're going to advance through the game modes and advance in multiplayer.
So what I'm understanding then is if a squad's not doing well, then you get a reinforcement command.
You might get a reinforcement from another squad. So a squad that's doing well will come over to help you. So like the squad that's doing really well will be ordered to reinforce this other squad. So you might be attacking and suddenly the other squad shows up helping you complete your objective.
And then once you've met the objective, then the squads split back apart and go do their own thing.
Right, exactly. So one squad, after you've completed that attack, then that group you reinforce might stay behind to defend. Will you go reinforce someone else or go attack something else or regroup? So the objectives for each squad will change after the squads merge, and they'll kind of go their separate ways again.
So along with playing with the way they look, you've obviously got some new weapons in there.
Marksman is Ted's favorite new weapon. Essentially, it's a mid-range battle rifle that's got a scope on it. It's not quite as long a scope as a sniper rifle, but it's still a good scope. It's not as powerful as a sniper rifle, but it's semi-automatic. So you can take people out from that middle to long range. It takes a couple shots, but it's really, really satisfying. It feels really good. Just keep squeezing the trigger and seeing those points scroll up as you take people down from a distance. The other new weapon is the minigun, which is a chain gun. It takes a little bit of time to spin up, fires a lot, but the cool thing about it is the secondary fire. Press secondary fire, you'll put a tripod down and stop. You can't move, you can turn and aim, you get a shield in front of you. So run into a big battle, stop moving, your guys run in front of you, and then you're just raining fire down from behind, and nobody can hurt you because you have a shield up in front.
Unless they have a grenade.
Unless they have a grenade, or they come up behind you, or there is a small little gap right where the nozzle comes out, so if they're a good sniper, they might be able to hit you right through the gap, but chances are you're going to be pretty safe for a little bit.
All right, so the way we're seeing this game run right now is that you've got a couple of bars up here that show how each team's doing, blue versus red, right? And then you've got like a push-pull meter underneath the map. Is that how else do you see these 60-man maps going? Because it's something where you could really have a big win moment if your teams are all able to work together, right?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't gotten to all of those details yet, so it's like we're not showing everything. We're still working out everything and how the exact end game plays out. Right now it's point-based and who can score the most points, but we think there'll probably be a few surprises before we show it again.
You also talked about using some mechanics like pulling squads together in different ways so that you could, because the idea was not to have the 60-player chaotic battle all the time, but you're not unwilling to play around with it sometimes.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, like we, it might be fun to have an objective where everyone ends up at the same place, or multiple squads end up at the same place. So you don't want to have like the giant chaotic battles all the time, but they are kind of fun once in a while where you're just like running for dear life, shooting anything that moves, and you don't really know what's going on, grenades going off everywhere. A lot of people really love that in Resistance 1, so who knows, you may see some of that in Resistance 2 too.
So like you were saying, I mean, obviously this game right now is filled with a bunch of testers, guys from different studios and stuff. What's the most fun that you're having when you're playing it? Just kind of wrap up the whole thing with us. Is like, what's the most fun you've been having while playing the game?
The most fun I've had while playing the game is with the new Augur, standing on top of the lumberyard ramp and just letting them come to me with my shields up at the top of the ramp and just like raining destruction down on people. It's so much fun when you're like in this group and you're running into the same guys over and over again who are your rivals. They keep killing you, you keep striking back and killing them. Like, it's so much fun when you just develop this hatred for someone else who's trying to constantly thwart you at whatever you do. And it's even better if Brian Intihar is the guy on the other team and I just keep honing him because I've been playing the game so much longer. Walk around the corner, chuck a grenade into his face.
It's not just because you've been playing the game so much longer.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
Well, man, I'm looking forward to being able to play with you guys so I can jump in there and, like, take out the thieves.
Well, stay tuned too, because we have a lot more coming. We'll be showing single player in the coming months. We also have a full 8-player online co-op campaign, a lot of new community features. So this is just one of 4 aspects that we're really, really excited about. One of the 4 big things we're focusing on that you're seeing today. So there's a lot more to come.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, James, man. Appreciate it, dude.